Hey guys, Jano Zero, how you doing? I hope all is well in YouTube land. Whatever part of the world you are in. Okay, I had a whole lots of questions, man, about when I was working hides, and we just had a little visit out here when I was working hides, answering some questions. A lot of folks asked about the stuff that we used and all that kind of stuff, so let's just talk about hides and working hides for a minute. We'll start off with my fleshing beam. We call it a fleshing beam. We use it to obviously flesh and remove the hair. Mine is just a little 4x4 post that's in the ground about, I don't know, 8 inches, 10 inches. And I didn't set it in concrete or anything because I like it being able to move it. That way, when I'm working on this side and I go to this side, I can kind of move it over and get a little bit further down as I'm moving it back and forth. And this is a pre-cut 2-foot section of, I think it says on the side here, of PVC sewer pipe. It's just a little cheap 6-inch sewer pipe that I got at Lowe's, pre-cut. It was just a couple of bucks. And I've got this screwed onto a 2x4 that goes down at an angle, at a comfortable angle and a comfortable height for me, into the notch of that tree there. And then down here, I screwed on the backside of this a couple of, I call them outriggers. That way, when I'm working big hides, whether it be, big deer or an elk or a cow or a big hide, as you're sliding it around, you can let it rest on these two outriggers, and it keeps it out of the big pile of hair and the mud and leaves and everything else. That kind of keeps it off the ground. And this is my beam that I have set up. You'll have to, when you go to make your own, you have to adjust the height to where it's comfortable for you, wherever you're working at. And then another reason that I like this PVC is because when I do have a hide up here, I can just lean up against it with, I don't have my apron on right now. I can just lean up against it and hold it and kind of pin it and work it. Or if I get to an area where I can't do that, then I got a couple of clamps, just little clamps that I clamp on, and it'll hold that hide on for me. My knife, somebody asked if this is a draw knife. No. This is a fleshing knife. I don't know how well you can see it. A fleshing knife that my friend Ricky Wallace made for me out of a file. And I think he made a video about making this knife, and I'll leave a link to that, how he made this. Draw knives and fleshing knives, they look similar, but they have little design differences. A fleshing knife, it'll have a not a sharpened edge, but like a sharp flat side. And then it'll have a beveled sharpened edge. Most of the time on your fleshing knife, you're using the flat side and you're pushing hair or fat or something like that off of your hide. You're just pushing it. Whereas most draw knives are designed to pull this way and shave either bark off of trees or shave wood, small shavings and carving and stuff like that. Well, not necessarily carving, but taking the shaving off on your draw knife, to whereas fleshing knives are designed to push this way. They have a sharp edge because sometimes you'll hit a section that's got a good chunk that's really attached, and you can take your sharp edge and just kind of slice it off, whatever, and then once you get it going, then you turn it around and push it like this. So this is it's a fleshing knife. There are some that are that are pre-made, that are the great big blades, but this one was handmade out of a file. It's good steel. It's easy to sharpen and maintain. A lot of them, Necker makes really good fleshing knives and so on. So, yep, that's what my rooster pheasant agrees. So, like I say, they're designed to push instead of pulling. If I was using a draw knife, I'd be trying to pull it up, and that's not going to accomplish much. So these are designed just to push, like that. All right, now the hair that comes off of the hide. First off, somebody asked, how much lime do I use? I don't know. You see how they getting in the camera? Pushing. You push that hair off like that. Some areas it'll get a little bit, stiffer, and you got to kind of give it a little bit of work. But that's how these fleshing knives are designed, to push. All right. The lime, I soak these hides in I think it's a 33 or 35 gallon rubber trash can. And I don't know how much lime I put in there. I put in a couple pounds maybe worth of the barn lime, just regular old barn lime that you get at your local hillbilly store. See, that's why I don't have my apron on. But I probably will have 20 gallons maybe of water in the can, and I'll put in a couple, 2 or 3 pounds worth of lime, mix it up, put my hides in there, and then every day you want to come out and stir your hides up, and that way you don't have any areas that are folded inside that aren't getting soaked. You want to always move your hides around so that each one can get to the lime. Having said that, the hair that comes off of these hides, since they are soaked in lime, I mean, I could probably compost it, and that is not a bad idea to compost it, throw it in the compost pile, or put some on the garden, because lime is not going to hurt, but I won't use it for anything else, animal bedding or that kind of stuff, because of the lime that's in there. So, but we may throw some on the compost pile. Most of it is just going to stay down here in the creek. This is why we do it down here in the creek, along with the fat fleshings and stuff like that. And you know, like the fat fleshings and the little pieces of meat and stuff that come off of it, you know, well, we have a cleanup. We call it the cleanup crew, which is little possums that come out here in the creek and clean up, you know, the little bits and pieces here and there. And so that's that. We don't use the hair for anything because of the way that the chemicals that we use to remove the hair. So what else was there? Oh, the epidermis layer, the dermis or the epidermis layer. If you don't remove it, it's okay. Dudes will remove the epidermis layer to get the suede leather effect. If you like look at a piece of commercial leather, that on the one side of the leather will be a soft, kind of a rough surface type, and the other side will be slick. That slick layer side is where the hair was, and that's the epidermis layer. That's what will cause that, and it's the same thing when you're using with buckskin. If you don't remove the epidermis, then you'll have a slick side. Some of this stuff I'm going to leave the epidermis on because I'm okay with, you know, I'll use the outside, the slick side, the epidermis layer for the outside of the hat or something, or the gloves or whatever I'm using, that we're making. Somebody asked the type of stuff that we make. Pretty much we make earmuffs and trapper style hats. I may make, if I have enough, of some mittens, some big mittens for when we're on the river fishing. We'll line them with rabbit fur. And to keep my hands extra warm because it does get very cold out there in the winter, you know, in the wintertime. And whenever we do have extra things that we're going to make available for sale, we will sell them in the auction section of our website, which is rankinscreekrabbitry.com. There's a big red tab right there on the homepage that says live auction, and if there's anything up for the auction, then it'll be in there. What else was there? I think that about covers most of it. Next time we do some rabbit hides, somebody asked if I will make some videos about that. I will. There's a lot of folks out there who are raising rabbits and want to be able to use the fur for you know, projects, making mittens and crafts and stuff like that. So we'll show you the process that we use for our rabbit hides. They usually come out really soft and the hair is set very well. So we'll do that. But as far as working deer hides and bigger hides, this is what I do. This is how I do mine. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm not a mountain man. Definitely not a mountain man. Mountain men live in log cabins in the mountains, and they have big bushy beards, and they heat their house with wood, and they hunt and fish for their food. And well, I guess everything except for the log cabin is me. So, but I'm not a mountain man. I'm just the dude. All right. So, all right. I'm not going to get too much into this because I don't have my apron on. But this is kind of just a quick answer to some of the questions and some of the stuff that I use. I will leave a link to Ricky's video on how he made this file and made the curve in there. And I don't know if if you want to buy one from him, you'll have to get with him about that. I don't know if he'll make them and sell them. But this one is a smaller one, but it's perfect for what I do. I don't need anything great, big, and giant. So there you have it. I hope that helps. Hope that answers some of your questions. And it doesn't take a lot to do this. I mean, we do multiple. We'll probably do, by the time the year ends, we'll probably have done 12 or 15 deer hides. And that's quite a bit of leather. But for, you know, dudes who just want to do one or two, you're hunting and you want to keep your hides, dude, you could totally do it, man. You could totally do it. A couple of bucks, make you a fleshing beam, flesh it, and you're on. Yeah, literally, yeah, a couple of bucks. Pun intended. No? All right, anyway. So, I mean, if I can do this, you guys could totally do it. It's not a big deal. Get yourself a little flushing beam set up. Take the fat and the extra skin off of the one side of the hide. Soak it in some lime water. Take the hair off the other side of the hide. Tan it. Well, I made some videos on tanning it and smoking it, and then you've got a nice usable piece of leather. So you can totally do it, man. You can do it. Hope that helps. Get some hunting going, and you know this will work with all kinds of hides. You don't have to just be a deer hide. If you want to work cow hide or elk hides, or if you buffalo or beefalo, whatever it is you guys are into, it'll all work the same. So we'll make a video about when we start working some rabbit hides. Until then, I hope this helps. Please feel free to ask questions. It may take me a while to get around to getting to them, the comments and the messages, but I will. And have a great day. I hope this really helps. And get out there and get after it, man. So you guys, God bless. Thanks for watching. The end.
Buzz, the end.